All right, so man, we going a little bit off the cuff here on Unreal IRL, and what I mean by that is typically we do a story about something we find on Reddit or the internet or whatever, but today we're going to address something that is going on in our country. Now, as you know, in LA, there's been a lot of riots regarding the ICE deportations that Donald Trump has been kind of sanctioning and kind of putting down. And it's kind of, it's I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of got everybody talking on the internet, and two groups specifically. We've got the Latino community right here, and we've got everybody else, but specifically the black community. And one of the questions that I've had honestly is, okay, I see the images of the guys, right? And they're waving the Mexican flag during the protest. And for me, that's strange messaging. That's weird messaging. And the reason why is because you're protesting not leaving the United States, right? So why are you flying a Mexican flag if you don't want to go back to Mexico? Once again, let me preface it by saying this. I'm not saying I agree I'm not saying you should go back to Mexico. I'm not saying that I want you to go back to Mexico. I'm from Texas, Fort Worth, Texas. We like this with the Mexicans. You see, I'm married to a Mexican, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to understand because I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of just prompted a lot of questions. But so far, based off what I've said, how do you feel?
I feel shocked that I'm hearing it come from your mouth. Because how could you not understand? You live, you breathe, you're right next to me every single day. You understand how I am. I think we've joked before, and I've told you a million times, like if I had to pick where to come from or where to be or what to be, I would be born Mexican every single day. Like there is so much. And you know what? I will go out on a limb and say this, that I don't think any culture has more pride than Mexicans. The way we stick together, the way we help each other, the way we're there for each other, the blood that runs through our veins, the unity that runs through our veins, the love, the protection, everything, it's crazy. So yes, of course, we will wave the Mexican flag every single chance we get. When we play sports, when we're watching Mexican soccer, when we're doing Cinco de Mayo and dressing up, even though it's not our holiday, but it's just a moment for us to have our margaritas and celebrate like forever, like 16 de septiembre, whatever it is that we're doing, like we're doing it big. Like I have two black children that have piñatas and tacos at every birthday party, and I'm already planning my daughter's quinceañera. So when you say, what is it about them? That is where we're from. That is what we are. That's what runs through our veins. It's more than just what we left behind or the country that my parents left. It's about who we are every single day, regardless of where we are.
Okay. So I understand that. I get that. I'm not taking that away. Everything you named, Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day, all the holidays, those are celebratory holidays. So I seen a guy say, you know, hey, it's just like when people don't ask why are we wearing green on St. Patrick's Day. It's for the Irish, you know what I'm saying? But what I told him was, and this was my response to you, St. Patrick's Day, Cinco de Mayo are celebratory events of your culture. A protest is not a celebratory. A protest is a protest. So it's like this. If because he even said, okay, the same reason why they wear like kente cloths and stuff like that during Black History Month. Once again, that's a celebration of heritage. Protests, when there were Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, George Floyd protests, we're not out there waving.
What would you wave?
That's what I'm explaining to you. We don't have nothing to wave.
What do you have that makes you black and proud, that you have, that you would put on the front line to show unity?
Shit, this.
So that's what I'm saying. There isn't a flag. There isn't somewhere else that you come from that you're like, hey, let me, that's what we're doing it for. And you said something amazing. You said, why would you wave the Mexican flag? And I don't know if you said it here online, but you said it to me at 4 o'clock in the morning when you sat me the hell up. I thought I was the Undertaker because I'm sitting there half asleep and you're calling me and you said exactly what you just said. And I swear I sat all the way up because I'm thinking your question to me earlier today was, why would people wave the Mexican flag if they don't, want to go back, right? This is somewhere that you don't want to be. You're waving the Mexican flag, but you want to be in the United States. What if I sat here and I told you that I've never lived in Mexico, that I wasn't born in Mexico, that it was my grandpa, my grandma, my mom and dad, sweat and tears. They were born in Mexico. So why would somebody like me wave the flag of somewhere that I don't want to go back? Because I've lived here all my life, because I was born here.
So why not wave the American flag if you're American and you've been here your whole life?
Because that's not what comes from me. That's not what I'm made of. That's not what's me every single day. When I get in that kitchen and make that food, what I live through, what I watch my grandma be, the type of dinners, the type of family orientedness, the way that I am with my children, the way that I've raised them. My daughter's bilingual. You'll see a full black little girl because she does not look Mexican or mixed one bit. She looks like a beautiful black little girl and she's bilingual. Like the way that I live my life, that is so much more than just the place that my grandparents moved from when they wanted a better life, and we've got, no, that's culture, that's family, that we live it. You tell me what Hispanic person you don't live next to that you hear the music, the dance, the celebration. That's us, that it runs through our veins every single day. We celebrate everything. So when you say, oh, this is celebratory, we're doing it because we celebrate who we are every single day. Whether it's cervezas, whether it's tortillas, whether it's, praising, their Catholic religion, whatever it is that they're doing, it's so much bigger than just, a place where somebody once came from. And let's not take anything away from that, because my grandparents fought tooth and nail to get here, and I'm the firstborn American in this country. So why is it we're so passionate about it? Because we're here and we're everything. Like, not to sound cocky or crazy, but what we bring to America is huge. Without Mexicans, America would be nothing. And I'm not saying literally, but we all know literally as well. I mean, like today, the culture and everything that we bring, America would be nothing without us.
Okay. Listen. I'm not disputing that. What I'm trying to understand as a black person, because here's the reality, and this is what I explained to you. I understand what you're saying because you're explaining it to me, but I don't understand because black people, we don't have that heritage. We don't have what y'all have. You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing that always stands out is shout out to my boy down in New Orleans, man, Calvin, bro, my one of my best friends ever in life. And, he kind of opened my eyes to that when he found out. He asked you, like, what's your last name? What's your real last name? And you told him, and he's like, that's dope because, y'all have your own last names. Like, you can go back to 1400, and there's a guy named Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? Who you can go back that far. For us, our last name goes back to a slave owner, you know what I'm saying, who owned our latest great-grandfather or great-great-great-great, because I went up 6 generations to my 6th great-grandfather was a slave. So whoever named him, that's who, you know what I'm saying? Right before black people were freed, that's how we got our last name. So we don't understand it. We can't understand it because it's like, bruh. And honestly, it might even be a little bit of, it could be a little bit of, I'm not going to call it, it's not jealousy, but it's like, you're looking at it and it's like, damn, if we had a Mexico, if we had somewhere to go back to, you know what I'm saying? We would go. Like, we wouldn't, we've been through a lot in this country. Civil rights, the Black Lives Matter movement, Jim Crow era. We've been through a lot in this country. So if we had a Mexico to go back to, you know what I'm saying?
The opportunities that you have in the United States don't compare to the opportunities that you could try to have in Mexico don't compare to the United States. It's completely different. We have so much more ability. Like, the United States is a great place for us. We have so many more opportunities here. There are so many people that come over here for a better life, send money over there, have things over there because of what they've earned here. Like, it's big. It's huge. And you also aren't ran by the cartel. You aren't, getting pulled over and required to pay all these fees because the police officer that pulled you over is crooked as hell.
And he like your truck and he won't.
Yeah, that's real life. It is crooked. It's different. Like,
so you're saying Mexico is corrupt?
Yes, it's very corrupt.
Why fly the flag if they're corrupt?
Because the place and the people in the place is corrupt. The people who we are, our family, our heritage, who we come from, that's completely different.
Okay, I feel that. But either way, we're going to continue this. But no, for the most part, I understand it. It's just like...
It's hard. It's hard for me to talk about it because I think, like, I'm literally like... because, like, when you... And that's the difference. I think... I'm going to take it back a couple steps, and I'm going to say when everything happened with Trayvon Martin, when everything was happening with, who was that beautiful black woman that was killed in the jail?
Sandra Bland.
When everything was going on, I shut down. When things get real bad, I shut down. And when that was going on, I was shutting down. I wasn't tweeting, texting. I wasn't doing all this extra stuff. I was, like, praying, figuring out, and, like, just, like... It's this shock that comes over me. So I don't speak of things that have me like this. You know what I mean? So when that happened, I know a lot of your friends were like, oh, she's not speaking up. She's not saying anything. And now here we are. The tables are turning. And I'm seeing people like, oh, we were there and the black people aren't speaking up for us and they're not. It's weird because my household is both. We're here both. So I hear how he feels when he's upset about something, when something's bothering him, and he knows where my heart is and how I feel when something's bothering me. It's just hard to speak on it. So when this topic was first brought to me, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not doing this. And it's like, I just have so much to say and I can't even get the words out because of how I feel.
Yeah, no. Ultimately, here's what it boils down to before we end it. What it boils down to for me is you don't got to get online and make statuses. Matter of fact, making people think that making statuses online is them doing something like, oh, I'm speaking out. Speaking ain't never done nothing. Get in the field. Get in the field and do something about it. That's who I respect. That's who is really making a difference. So when Trayvon Martin with Sandra Bland was going on, maybe you might wasn't tweeting, you might wasn't making a million Facebook statuses like people we know that was hey, Mia, don't do that to my computer. You probably wasn't making a million Facebook statuses like people we know that criticized you. But during that time you were helping a lot of black people, and you was actually in the field doing the work. So it's kind of the same thing here. It's like, man, what we don't get online and talk, man. Get in the field, do something. And just like that, we listen. We don't judge.
I judge a little bit.